Well, hello and welcome to a special live broadcast presentation, something I've never really done before. And I just got the idea for this in the last couple of days and decided to go for it, just following my intuition. And so I'm going to explain what this is because it's kind of different. But if you're looking for a message that is specifically tailored for you, like a message that you need to hear, I think this is going to be the broadcast for you. Hello, I'm Bob Baker. I'm here on my YouTube channel. I've been posting affirmations for the past 8 years, and so some of you who might be catching this may have already been following me for my affirmations. But this is a little bit different. Let me explain before we get too far into this, kind of how this came about and what the idea is here, and how you're going to participate and benefit from this. And so this was inspired because my wife, Pookie Lee, who you may know, has been watching a lot of these like tarot card reader YouTube channels, at least 3 different ones. And so I'll sit there glued to the screen or whatever, but I kind of been exposed to them. I'm kind of fascinated by that because a lot of these tarot card reading channels have tons of views, and they have different themes. Like one person focuses on the astrology and the signs of the zodiac, and so they'll do like things for whatever. Sagittarius or Leo or whatever, and they do these tarot card readings, and some of them are more general. But it's just fascinating to me that people tune in droves. So I'm not a tarot card reader. I know nothing about all of the tarot cards and what they represent, but I'm going to do my own version because I am an author. In fact, I just recently published my 18th book called Unstoppable: Unleash Your Full Potential and Thrive at the Game of Life and Business. And my first book came out in 1993, so that's 18 books over 30 some odd years. And so here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to ask you, I see we've already got some numbers coming in here. I want you to intuitively pick a number between 11 and 82, and they're going to be represented by pages or page numbers in this book. And I want you to, what's it speaking to you? What number, starting with or between 11 and 82, anywhere in between there. And I will then, one by one, open the book up to that page for that specific person and read what's on there. And I believe that there's going to be a message there that's something that you need to hear. And so I already see that. Is it caramel? I'm gonna put I got she's page 38. So let me see. Oh, and Nisha's got 27. I'm just gonna write a bunch of these down and then I'm gonna read them and then I'll come back to the comments. We got 24 from, is it Trey? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, let's see here. They're coming in fast and furious now. I may at some point, I have to stop writing these down, but I'm going to grab as many as I can. We got 20 from N.A. Nazim. Very cool. 17 from, oh, wow, they're coming in pretty quick here. I just missed one. Oh, Luna. Oh, now I'm going to lose track here. And Enchanted is 22. I may have to stop there for now, but so hold on a little bit. And Holly Ann, I'm going to grab yours at 29. Was it 22 Enchanted? There we go. All right. And then Lisa's got 33. Shamrock Lotus. I'm going to come back here, and so I'm going to lose track. I'm going to start doing some of these readings here. And so once I get through these, I'll ask you to post your number again, and ideally pick a number that hasn't been chosen before, but we'll see how this goes. It's the first time I've ever done this, and I'm really excited. It just sounds like a fun thing to do. Instead of tarot cards, use the pages of a book to give you a message that's specifically for you. So I'm going to go in the order that I wrote these down. So caramel, 38. Let's see what's on page 38, shall we? Here we go. Oh my gosh, here we go. So this is what I've got here. So it's actually an exercise. It says, take one small step Choose one small action you can take today to move closer to sharing your gifts with more people. It doesn't have to be bold or elaborate. It just needs to move you forward. For example, maybe you'll just post a piece of your work, something online on social media. Maybe you'll write the outline for a book you've been thinking about writing or working on. Maybe reach out to someone for feedback or collaboration. Sign up for a class to develop your skills. Write it down and commit to doing it today. Small steps build momentum, and momentum leads to transformation. So let me ask you, Caramel, here on page 38, does that resonate with you? Is there something maybe you've been putting off? There's something you've been wanting to do? Oh, because you are 38 as in years old? That's very cool. Yeah, perfect. Again, there's a lot of numbers coming in. I'm going to have to do the ones that I've written down so far, and then I'll get back. I'll do as many as I can here. So I'm just wondering how this is landing with you. Can you relate to that? There's something that you've been doing that you would really benefit by just taking one small step. A lot of people keep putting off their goals and aspirations. They don't take action because they're waiting for the perfect time, for all their ducks to be in a row, for their schedule to be clear. And to be honest, that time never arrives. The time to do it is now. Oh, I need to go back to school. Very cool. Yeah. I think I rhymed there. School is cool. But there are other things that you can do too. I mean, school is a long process. You have to enroll, and then the classes start at a certain time. But I'm asking you, this is what I think you could benefit from. What is some small baby step you can take today? What can you work on? Because a lot of people just consume information. They keep educating themselves and reading books and going to workshops, taking classes, and that's all great stuff. But sometimes it's an avoidance mechanism to just doing the thing yourself. So what little steps can you take today, this week, to also, in addition to signing up for classes and all that good stuff? All right, I'm going to move on. I hope that was helpful. Nisha had 27. Let's see what's on page 27. Ooh. This says, I'm actually reading from the book. This is, again, from my book. It's my most recent book called Unstoppable: Unleash Your Full Potential and Thrive at the Game of Life and Business. There's some links in the description there. I'll mention it where you can purchase this book on Amazon, or you can get some autographed copies from me if I'm shipping to the U.S., to a U.S. address. Okay, here's your message, Nisha, on page 27. Action overcomes fear. Action is the antidote to fear. Confidence isn't something that you're just born with. It's something you build through consistent small steps. Every time you take action, even if it's imperfect, you chip away at fear and replace it with momentum. The key is to start before you're ready. This is a phrase that I love saying, so I may repeat it here. It'll probably come up. A lot of these themes will probably come up repeatedly. Start before you're ready. There will never be a perfect moment, so why not start now? It's a very similar message to what Carmel had. So, one more thing here. Here's an empowering thought. Rejection doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're trying. So, action overcomes fear. So, Nisha, is there something that you've been wanting to do, something you've been wanting to do with your life and move forward, but there's fear, and the fear is based on uncertainty. I've never done this before. Boy, it's scary. What will people think of me if I put myself out there? There's all these things that come up. But the best way to dissolve fear is to just move in the direction of that dream. Same concept here. Take some baby step, and most likely nothing's going to happen. And so, Nisha, can you you say that's right? That's right. That's awesome. Cool. Yes, I am here. Awesome. Cool. I need a lot of ideas, but need investors. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get too much into the weeds of each person's thing here. So Carmel's going for accounting to start my own online bookkeeping business. You can seek out investors. I'm just wired differently. I'm very entrepreneurial, but I'm entrepreneurial and the solo entrepreneur. I've never sought out investors. If I couldn't do something that funds itself and just grow organically, all that pressure of getting investors and building a business and having to pay them back and deal with all that, or deal with all that stuff, never appealed to me. If you're wired that way, go for it. But to start a bookkeeping business, I know a lot of bookkeepers. And I don't think you need. I'm not sure why you would need investors to start a bookkeeping business, but that's just me. So, all right, let's see here. I'm gonna. So thank you all so much for showing up. Also, let me know like where you're. In addition to the numbers there, and I'll get to as many of them as I can. Again, this is gonna. This was a great turnout, so I'm really thrilled that you're here on a Wednesday morning. Let me know where you're watching from. Maybe how long you've been watching my channel. Are you just discovering it for the first time, or have you been listening to my stuff for months or years, perhaps? I've been doing this stuff a long time. All right. Is it Trey, T-R-A? I hope you're still here. Let me know. Leave a comment there. And let's see. Oh, you don't need investors for bookkeeping. It's something else. Okay. The Mega Millions. Just win the lottery. I got it. All right. So, Trey, you've got page 24. It's a couple pages earlier than the last one. Ooh, here we go. Let's see. This is all about judgment. The roots of fear and judgment. Our fear of judgment, and this is another thing, yeah, there's all sorts of fear. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of what people are going to think. And this is more in the judgment category. So I wonder if you can relate to this, Trey. Our fear of judgment often starts in childhood. Maybe you had an overly critical parent or sibling who teased you. Perhaps you were bullied in school like I was. Oh my God, I was picked on. I was the last person picked to be on, be in sporting things because I was so horrible, so uncoordinated athletically. And so I veered toward the arts, something I could control. But remember, you were picked on, you were made to feel less than in social settings. So over time, these experiences imprint on us, shaping our self-perception and our understanding of what's possible. And we carry this baggage into adulthood, often without even realizing it. So Trey, do you have any kind of fear of judgment, or can you think of things throughout your life, your childhood, or whatever, where people weren't supportive or poked holes into what you were trying to accomplish here? And are you letting that stop you? Is it still maybe unconsciously something that is holding you back? Luckily, I discovered right around age 17, a friend of mine lent me a book. I've mentioned this before. It was Wayne Dyer's first popular book called Your Erroneous Zones. Very unusual title. But it was the first self-help book that I read when I realized for the first time at 17 that, oh my gosh, these negative thoughts I'm having about myself, these fears, these ideas of beliefs about unworthiness and lack of confidence they were just thoughts. I thought that was who I was. But no, they're just thoughts I was thinking, and I can choose better thoughts. And over time, I can reset the way that I view life. And so that was eye-opening for me. But a lot of people don't have that early exposure to that type of material and go into adulthood. They're in their 30s and their 40s still believing these things, that it's part of who they are. So I hope that, and I know even though I'm giving readings based on the page count to individuals here, I have a feeling many of you will be able to relate to this, even though the reading may be for somebody else. Trey, yes, I am here. I resonate with this message. My childhood, a parent was critical. Oh my God, isn't that crazy? Thank you so much. Wow, you are certainly welcome. I see we're getting a lot of I love Dr. Dyer. Also, Leo Buscaglia was awesome. Listen to him. Carmen is from Cyprus. I'm just going to acknowledge Carmen's been watching about 2 years. Oh, you like the songs? Yeah, I love doing those, doing the musical or the affirmations where I sing affirmations. Nisha's from India. Luna says, good morning from South Florida. I think you're coming up here pretty soon with your number. Maria's first time listening live from Norway. Oh, that is so awesome. Hi, Nancy Drew. I remember you. I think maybe you were even on a Zoom call a while back. Orlando. Oh, and Meredith from St. Louis, watching for many years. And Meredith, I don't know if we've ever met before, but I'm based in St. Louis, lifelong St. Louis native. It'd be great to run into you in person sometime. All right, cool. I'm going to I'm going to get back to the readings here. Next on the line is Kelly, Kellie. Kelly, are you still here? Oh, thank you for sending that super sticker. And yes, if you feel compelled and want to thank me for doing this or any way that I've improved your life, there is that option. There should be a little dollar sign if you're watching on your phone, depending on where you are. But you can send a little something. I would greatly accept it if you feel called to do that. But thank you, Carmel, for sending that. I'm just going to highlight that there. I really appreciate it. I think it might show up at the top of the comments for a little bit too when you send things like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to keep an eye on this. And then Lisa Shepard, who was there, thanks and affirmations with Lisa. She's been working with me, and she's a success coach in her own right. She's been working with us for nearly 3 years, and she's keeping an eye on things and maybe can make me aware of anything that I might miss. All right. So we got Kelly has page 11. Let's see what's on page 11. This is cool. Oh, wow. This is the very beginning of chapter 1. It's page 11. So I'm just going to read part of this here. Break free from playing small. You see a lot of reoccurring themes here. Really good advice is just the same thing and worded differently. And it's meant to be repetitive like that so that you eventually get it and apply it to your life, right? So see if this resonates with you, Kelly. Break free from playing small. The comfort zone, a sneaky trap. Why do so many people play small? It's a question I've asked myself and countless others throughout my journey. It's not that we lack potential or talent. Most of us are held back by, hear those words again, fear. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, failure, or even fear of success. Like, what am I going to do? All these people start knocking on my door. Believe it or not. We worry about being labeled too much. Oh, you're too much, or not enough. Isn't it crazy that those mental games that we play with ourselves, just beat ourselves up? And let's be honest, staying in your comfort zone feels safe, but at what cost? Living small doesn't make the best use of your time here in the human form. It means you're just going through the motions and surviving, all right? So let's talk about that whole playing it safe. And this is a decision that everyone has to make. Are you playing small? Are you just playing it safe and not really shining your light? And I want to make, and again, Kelly, hopefully you're still here listening to this, let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know if this is resonating with you. What I'm not talking about is like having this sort of arrogant, boastful, beating your chest, I'm the king of the world. There's a way to be confident in what you do, but being modest about it. It's not about, you're not putting yourself on a pedestal. You're not looking down on others. You're not, I guess there was that Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest essence, but that's not my style. It's just saying, hey, I've got something of value here, and I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm going to put it out there and start shining my light because I have gifts and talents that could be shared with people and improve other people's lives. It isn't only a self-serving thing. I think we all have gifts that can be shared. And that's part of my mission in life, really, is to uplift and inspire humanity so that you feel good about yourself, not just to be a self-absorbed person, but so that you're in a better position then to inspire others. The higher our vibration is, the more it's going to resonate with the people around them. So get over that fear and just be honest. Are you playing small? And if you realize, yes, I've been playing small, I've been holding myself back, don't beat yourself up about it. It's an observation that's helpful that you can use. Nazim says all the pages resonate with me. So yeah, even if I don't do your numbers or your page, yeah, you're probably going to be able to relate to these. 100% resonating. Oh, very cool. I'm glad to hear that, Kelly. You do a damn good job. Oh, awesome. Thank you. There's so many comments here. I wish I could read them all, but I'm going to have to keep rolling along. And then I may ask some of you to repost your numbers once I get through some folks here. Oh, Nazim, who was just left a comment there. Your specific number was 20 earlier. And so let's see. And so I kind of rewarded the people that were here early, who get their numbers in early. And so I know, but I just posted it last night. So but I'm going to I'll get to however many that I can in an hour here. All right. This is it. So page 20 is sort of at the end of a chapter. Let me just go to the previous page. Here we go. Imagine the possibilities. Again, this is topic of what if you stopped playing small? What if you stepped fully into your brilliance? The world is waiting for you to share your gifts. Your future, oh, I love this line. Your future self is calling you to rise. Your future self. I'm going to unpack that. Yeah, this is the very end of this chapter. It says, take one small step toward the big, bold, bodacious life you were born to live. That's a phrase my wife and I came up to a few years ago. Big, bold, bodacious life. Again, that doesn't mean arrogant. It doesn't mean overbearing. It just means stepping into your power, and enhancing and radiating out those gifts that you have. But let's just focus on that, because I'm thinking, Nazim, that maybe this will resonate with you too. Your future self is calling you to rise. So we're so focused on the here and now, and we often think of, this is who I am, this is where I'm at in life, this is where I'm stuck, or whatever. But life is an evolution. We're always evolving. We're always moving forward toward something. And so that's why it helps to imagine the life you were destined to live. It may not be reflected in what your life is, the circumstances right now, but look ahead. How do I want to be living my life? Imagine that future self fully activated, being an authentic expression of who you are, and you're influencing other people with your gifts and your talents. You're sharing your wisdom and your expertise with people. And God forbid, even monetizing that and making money from it, because it's your calling. But if you hold that vision and imagine your future self, and imagine that future self is calling you, is pulling you toward it. And yes, there may be a gap from where you're ideally where that future self is and where you are currently, but you use that gap. The way to ease the tension, a lot of people get frustrated by that gap, that disparity between where they are and where they want to be. But I've always used that the best way for me to relieve the tension of that disparity is to take an action toward it, and you close the gap. Baby steps, little by little. Oh, I'm getting closer. Oh, I see it on the horizon. And then you get the motivation to keep pursuing it until you get there. And quite often getting there, actually, you get someplace that's probably even better or different than maybe you originally thought, but it's often the ideal thing for you. See, all right, cool. So I'm asking you to pick, in case you missed it earlier, the page count, because of the way the book is structured, is to pick a number between 11 and 82, because there's nothing before 11. Nothing after 82. So intuitively, take a moment to think, what number do I think is going to resonate with me? All right, Nazim, let me know if that. Hi, Rosary. Always use your affirmations. They truly work. Oh, I love that. I love that. MJ Ortiz, how beautiful those last two numbers go along. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap here. I will definitely admit. Let me tell you something here. Again, I'm reading from my book. It's my latest book. This came out like last month, called Unstoppable: Unleash Your Full Potential and Thrive at the Game of Life and Business. And it's a small book. It's a 5 by 8. It's a smaller, what they call a trim size in publishing. Pretty quick read, but it's really, really powerful if you need something to get you off your butt and get you moving. And there's a couple of things for you. There's a couple of links in the description here where if you'd like, if you're based in the U.S., if I'm shipping to a U.S. address, I will actually ship you two. Because they're small, I'm going to put two of them in a package. I'm going to ship you 2 autographed copies in the U.S. There's a link where you can order that. And I'll autograph one to you, the name and the ship to address, and the second one I will autograph just generically, so you can give it as a gift to someone of your choice, and it won't have a name in it, so you can pass it around or whatever. But I want to be personally autographed to you. All right, so that's an option. And then if you're outside the U.S. or just prefer not to do that, you can go to Amazon. Lisa's putting those things in the live chat here, but they're also in the description. So I would really appreciate you yeah, getting this book and owning it. There's also an ebook version if you'd prefer that, a Kindle version. You don't need a Kindle device. You just need the free Kindle app to be able to read it on your whatever device of your choice. So there's that option too. But oh yeah, I haven't really had my books translated yet. I would love to have them in Spanish too, but I haven't. I haven't had that done yet. But God, with AI, I could probably do that a lot easier than I could years ago. Maybe I'll work on that. Mm. Awesome sauce. All right, cool. Where are we at here? Oh, Luna, are you still here? Earlier you gave number 17, I believe. Mama Love says I would love a book, and I think you may already have some, if I'm not mistaken. You perhaps ordered some in the past. All right, here we go. So Luna, I think there's more to your name. That's what I wrote down. 17. It starts off at the top there with a quote from Zig Ziglar. Again, these are some repeating themes for a reason. So the Zig Ziglar quote is, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." You see a reoccurring theme here? Stop putting it off. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Oh, it's another thing that holds people back is perfectionism. Oh, it's got to be perfect to get it out into the world. So what it says here is, don't let perfectionism or self-doubt hold you back. Oh, these another phrases that I just love saying. Progress, not perfection, is what creates unstoppable momentum. So strive for progress, not perfection. Well, they said like done is better than perfect. I think that's another cliche. And these are cliches for a reason because they are true. I mean, I've accomplished a lot of stuff in my life. Published 18 books. There was a 10-year period where I published a local music magazine in my hometown of St. Louis. I was early on social media. I did my first podcast in 2005, 20 years ago. First YouTube video is 19 years ago. And when I was doing that stuff, I was just pursuing my desire to spread my message in this new thing called the internet, 25 years ago. I was actually promoting my stuff or getting the word out about my earliest books, which were on the topic of music marketing, because I'm a musician. I was doing that in the mid-90s, learning HTML and designing my first web pages to promote my stuff in like 99. It's crazy. I've been doing this stuff a long time. But as I got it out there, it wasn't perfect. A lot of it was ugly. But I was just driven. I want to just get this stuff out there. And you get feedback, you learn, you make it better. And the cool thing about, especially if you're new, like if you don't have a big following, I'm blessed to have that now. But if you don't have a big following and you're putting stuff out there initially, there's not a whole lot of people are going to see those early things that you put out. So the risk is pretty low. You're just kind of learning in public. But you may connect with some people who end up following you for years, like many of the people here. Just purchased my books. All right, cool, Carmel. Cool, that's awesome. Did you do the Amazon or the U.S. one? I would love to. Hopefully, I'll be sending you a. That's great. There's a Kindle version. Going to purchase it now. And Nazim says, if Luna has gone, pretty please, could you still do 17? Because that's my number also. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, I didn't catch it. Yeah, let me know if I'm reading your number and I didn't catch it in the. So that's Soul Moon 777 17. So can you relate to this? So yeah, to overcome perfectionism, and remember, every action you take is a vote for the person you are becoming. Another reference to that future self that you're moving toward. I love that phrase. It's even in bold here, if you can see it there. Maybe you can't very clearly. Oh, there you go. Every action you take is a vote for the person you are becoming. Each step builds confidence and reinforces your belief in what's possible. So think of I don't know, so maybe this is a weird analogy, but think of like building your life as like you're building a wall. And a lot of people, they say, I'm not going to do anything until I can put up the whole wall at one time. That's one approach, but usually people go their entire lives and there's still no wall there. However, you can build that wall one brick at a time. At first, there's not much there. It's just the foundation. One brick, another brick, and there's like a second layer of them. And you just keep little bit by little over time, keep adding bricks until you've got a growing wall. I vote for the person you are becoming. Don't you love that? Rosary? Rosary Kennedy. That's a pretty cool name. Um, all right, cool. Nice. Is Enchantress still here? And is anybody else resonating with the number 22 at all? Because that's what I've got here. Again, if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is sort of like tarot card readings meet book. I'm treating my latest book, Unstoppable, sort of as a deck of tarot cards, and each page is a different card. Of course, they're not tarot cards. I really don't know much about tarot cards, but I'm using this concept here. You pick a number, and I will read something from that page, and I have a feeling it's going to speak to you. So I'm on page 22 now, and Enchanted, if you're still here, this was you. It starts talks about an example of a person who did not talk about like some of history's biggest losers is this section here. So here's an example of a person who did not speak fluently until he was around 4 years old, leading some to believe he had learning disabilities. This person also faced rejection when applying for academic positions early in his life. But that did not stop Albert Einstein from becoming one of the most influential physicists in history. This is interesting. I kind of made a reference to this earlier. But then there was this young boy who was crippled with shyness and low self-esteem for the first 15 years of his life. He went on to play in rock bands, do stand-up and improv comedy, publish 18 books. You know where I'm going with this. And he ran one of the most popular affirmations channel on YouTube. And yep, I'm talking about yours truly. That's my story. And I referenced it earlier. I had very humble beginnings, raised by a single mom in a sort of like lower middle class neighborhood. But for some reason, and I don't even really remember having any role models that inspired this, but I just had this drive eventually. First it was with music to pursue like being in a band, and that helped me gain my confidence. It kind of got me where people accepted me socially. All these people that either picked on me, ignored me, suddenly paid attention when I was the guitar player and a singer in bands in high school, and then I continued that in my 20s. Soul Moon 777, thank you so much for that super chat, or super sticker, whatever that contribution. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And so for number 22 here, you can, no matter what kind of rejections or supposed failures that you've had in your life so far, it doesn't matter. Continue to move forward. Continue to build that wall brick by brick, and just move forward. Rejection isn't failure. It's proof that you're putting yourself out there and stepping outside of your comfort zone. All right? Cool. I hope that helps. Let's see. Earlier, Holly Ann, are you still here? Holly Ann earlier picked 29. It's a few pages ahead of where I am now, and then I'm going to maybe get some new ones. I'm almost at the end of this. Ooh, 29 is the number that spoke to Holly. Oh, Chant is still here. You're welcome. Awesome sauce. Is that a second one that you just sent? Oh, very cool. Thank you. And so this is on page 29, if anybody had that in their mind. Let's see here. Oh, somebody chose that earlier. This is a very similar thing. Imagine a fearless future. And really, it's not going to be fearless. But let's just go read this, and I'll articulate more if I need to. Close your eyes and imagine a version of yourself free from the adverse effects of fear. You still hear the inner critic's voice, but you turn down the volume on it and replace it with a more empowering mission. In this visualization, you're confidently sharing your gifts and connecting with people who appreciate them. And so this is part of visualization and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard said. So how does it feel when you visualize yourself there? It's powerful, right? So hold on to that vision and use it as fuel to continue your journey. So I want to just want to address this concept of fearless. Like a lot of people, when you look at successful people who you admire and you look up to, who are like role models, you may think to yourself, "Oh, they're fearless. They've figured this stuff out. They're marching forward with confidence." And let me tell you, having lived this kind of life myself for decades, and having interviewed a lot of different successful people, particularly in the arts, I I asked them about fear, and all of them, I don't remember ever interviewing someone where they said, "Yep, I'm fearless." I never. Everybody always says, and myself included, "Yeah, I hear the negative. I hear the inner critic. I have the fear of the unknown, especially if I'm doing something new. I just move forward regardless." You just kind of learn to live with it. You get on friendly terms with it. And sometimes you can either acknowledge it instead of like fighting it all the time, going, "Okay, I hear you. Okay, what's the lesson here? What are you trying to let me know?" It's just trying to keep you safe, kind of keep you alive. It's like a survival mechanism, that helped us back in the caveman days, but not so helpful now. And so ask what the lesson is, acknowledge it, and then move forward. And so it's not fearless, it's just getting on friendly terms with it, turning down the volume on that fear, that negative, that inner critic, and replacing it, turning up the volume on that future self that's calling you. All right? So there we go. Holly, if you're still here, I hope that was helpful. But even if you're not, I have a feeling that other people here can resonate with that. I'm just going to highlight some things here, acknowledge some folks in the chat. Sophia says, "Good morning. Thank you for your affirmation videos. You are certainly welcome." MJ Ortiz just purchased it from your page for friends. Oh, cool. Yeah, in case you missed it earlier, there's 2 links where you can purchase the Unstoppable book. One of them is if you want autographed copies, and I'm shipping to. I can only do this if I'm shipping to a U.S. address. It's just too expensive and unreliable to ship outside the U.S. I apologize for that. But I will send you 2 copies for one fee that includes shipping. I'll autograph one to you and one generically that you can give to a friend or pass around. Do whatever you want with. But if not, you can get it on Amazon in 13 countries in both paperback, and there's also an ebook format too. So I'm going to start. That's interesting that Rosary it listed the same number that Lisa did earlier, 33. I'm going to do that next because I don't think I've done 33 yet. But I want to mention one other thing. There's something else that I'm moving into. A lot of you know me because of my affirmations and my positive spoken word and music that I've been getting out into the world over these last several years. But I have a whole history prior to that of teaching and putting out books and resources that originally the audience was musicians, and I taught music marketing. I expanded that to include authors and people in creative fields because I've got a pretty wide range of actually hands-on experience in the arts as an actor and improviser, even done some visual art, certainly as a writer. And so I have a unique, affinity for creative people, but I'm going to be bringing the wholeness of what I've done over the years, including the mindset stuff, into a new thing that I'm referring to as it's related to impact and income. I want to help heart-centered people like you turn their wisdom, their expertise, their talents into impact and income. Impact being you're positively making a difference in people's lives, which is really satisfying. It's a great way to leave a legacy. But also, you're turning that into income in whatever way works for you. Because I've been able to monetize my gifts because I want to be able to do this full time so I can pour more energy into positively impacting people and not have to worry about how, mortgage will be paid every month. And so I'm not shy about offering things for sale. And knowing, and I've got a lot of experience in offering different things. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot more work in developing programs in this whole thing, this whole area of helping heart-centered people turn their wisdom and expertise into impact and income. And actually on October 7, I'm doing a free workshop where I'm talking about the 3 pillars of impact and income. It's like a framework I'm going to be using to do a lot of this work in this area. But I'm not just announcing it to anyone. I only want to send the Zoom link to people that have raised their hand and said, yes, I'm interested in this. And so you have to be proactive. It's really simple. You just have to let me know. There's a link below. Oh, there you go. Lisa just put it in the live chat, but you can find it in the description here, where it takes you to the page. It's my contact page. Just put in your email. Put in an email that you check regularly, your name, and just put something like add me to the VIP list, something like that, so I know why you're contacting me, and I will add that email, and you'll get a personal invitation to this workshop and other things related to this. If this topic resonates with you, if you feel like you have wisdom, expertise, and talents that aren't getting the exposure, that aren't reaching enough people, and you like to monetize it more, do that, okay? Because I only want to really share this stuff with people that are proactive enough to take a few seconds to get on a list and identify and let me know. Yes, I'm interested. And you'll get emails and invitations and the Zoom link to things like this that other folks won't get. So it's kind of like I'm in the early stages of building this, and I would love for you to join me on this process. All right, I got two things here. I'm going to do Lisa and somebody else had 33. Meredith has posted 77 a number of times. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take a look at some other numbers and what time I have left. And Meredith, are you the one that's from St. Louis? I can't remember. I think you might be. All right, so 33 for those of you. That's an interesting number, huh? Oh, here we go. This is from a chapter called "The World Is Waiting for You." Let me take a drink real quick. All right, this is for anyone who felt that the number 33 or page 33 was going to speak to them. The comparison trap. One of the biggest hurdles people encounter is believing they're not worthy because someone else is already doing what they want to do. The scarcity mindset can paralyze you and keep you in a cycle of doubt. But the reality is, the people you admire most were not the first to do what they did. They simply approached it with a fresh angle. And I don't know if you remember this. I think this guy was around back in the 90s or something, but consider fitness icon Billy Blanks. He didn't invent aerobics or martial arts. However, he combined them to create Taibo, a system and brand that is uniquely his own. And you can do the same. Mix what you love with your unique perspective and make it your own. So, Lisa, and I didn't see who else chose a number 33, but regardless, Rosary also picked that. Cool, and probably others. But who else can relate to this comparison? Oh, there's already somebody else doing it, and they're doing it better. They've already blah, 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 blah. How many health and fitness books have been out? How many diet books have there been published? And there's always like a new crop, a new version of it. And really, they're kind of the similar diets with just different names and they focus on different things. But what if those authors who are like raking in lots of money from the new diet craze has said, oh, there's already a bunch of diet books out, I'm not going to do this? They would have missed out on the opportunity. It doesn't matter. Actually, sometimes if a lot of other people are already doing that, it proves, and you go to their channels or their profiles and they have a lot of followers, that's actually an indication that, oh, this is a popular topic. I'm just going to bring to it my unique perspective. That's the way that you stand out. That's the type of stuff we're going to be talking about in this impact and income work that I'm going to be doing in addition to the affirmations. So just so you know, here on my affirmations channel, I'm not going to be talking a lot about this business-related stuff, or it's just going to be kind of a separate thing. And that's why I want you to identify yourself. So I'm sending you, because you're not going to you may not hear a whole lot about it on this channel, because I want to keep this focused on affirmations and the mindset stuff. I'll probably be dropping hints about it though. But if you identify yourself, I'm interested in when you do more of this work, Bob, keep me in the loop. You get on a VIP list, and yeah, and that link is in the description here. So the comparison trap. Yeah, somebody else is already doing it. Don't worry about it. Because what's unique, what's going to make you stand out is you. No one has your breadth of experience and what you bring to the table, and everyone wants to get that message from somebody else. When I talk to people about what was the book or the person that transformed your life, it's different for everybody else. I mean, for me, it was Wayne Dyer. It was just my first, aha moment. And God, luckily I got to meet him once, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, when he was in St. Louis. But for other people, it's different books. It's different people. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I'm going to resonate. I'm probably not going to resonate with a teenager, with the work that I do, but middle age and beyond, maybe, are most more likely. And so people will resonate with you because of what you bring to the table. So don't use that as an excuse. All right, we've got 77 was mentioned by Meredith, and I think maybe some other folks too. You've been very patient. Let's see here. I'm just going to see what's. So did that? Yeah. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Thank you. Yes, I am. Okay. Cool. I haven't been to page 77 yet. Let's see. That's a little further in. That might be one of the highest numbers we've done. Yeah, everybody's picking like low to mid range, but you can pick a number between 11 and 82. I'm probably going to do this for another 15 minutes or so, but let's just kind of roll with it here. 77 is at the end of a chapter called The Shift That Changes Everything. These are some closing thoughts from this chapter, but I think this will resonate with you. All right, here we go. Your transformation starts from within. The most empowered version of you isn't something outside you. It already exists within you. Oh, this is a great concept to embrace. Over time, life experiences may have covered it up, but it's still there waiting to shine. This is so important. A lot of times we think we need to fix ourselves. Okay, we need to... you're posting a whole lot of stuff there. We need to stop that, or we're going to... All right. That's not helping. All right. We're going to keep the comments here focused on what we're doing, all right? So a lot of people with personal development, they think there's something flawed, I need to be fixed, so I need all this personal development work to fix something. I think that's not a very good way to look at it. It's not a very empowering way to look at improving your life. What if you were born perfect, whole, and complete, and that future version of yourself, even though we talked about visualizing it and moving toward it, what if, and even if it was just a thought experiment, even if you didn't believe it was actually true, what if you just kind of suspended your disbelief and just thought of yourself, if this already exists within me, it's there now. It's just over the years, it's been covered up. Kind of like a windshield when you're driving through a muddy road, and it's blurring your vision, and it's caked up on the windshield, and you can't look through it. There's nothing wrong with the windshield. You think, I need a new windshield to get it fixed. No, you don't. You just need to clear away the muck that's blurring your view. And so think of your future self as that already existing within you, and hang on a sec. I thought I'm banning someone who's with stuff here. Okay. So yeah, it already exists, and you simply need to uncover it and let it shine. And the work of self-improvement is removing the things, that emergency brake, removing the shackles or whatever, the things that are slowing you down and are weighing you down. So did this land with you? So very cool. All right, I'm going to have to go ahead and I know a lot of people have posted numbers. I'm going to do just a couple of more. And so I'm going to, even if you posted earlier, let's see if we can get some numbers that we haven't done before, especially if they're higher, because we've got a lot of numbers up through like 38. We got the one that's 77, but it's a whole lot of numbers between 11 and 82. Thank you, Lisa. I did the same thing from my end. So hopefully we get them out of there. All right, I'm going to look for a couple of new numbers. The first two people that give me numbers, especially, let's try to go above 50. All right. Why is that person still showing up here? I I banned them. I'm hoping you're not clicking and unbanning them. I'm going to do this again. Sorry about this. Any other numbers? I know Tom has asked for 44. Let's see if we can get like 50 to 70 range. Oh, God Almighty! God Almighty! Yeah, apparently the banning feature is not really working right now. That's unfortunate. All right, I'm just going to go with 44 here, and maybe we'll just wrap this up. All right, what is 44 here? The message of 44. I like these things like 33, 22, 44. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's another thing we said earlier. All right. The ripple effect of starting now. Every day you delay is another day someone else waits for your gift. Think about the opportunities and lives you could impact if you started today. I'll come back to you, Meredith. The seeds that you plant now may take time to grow, but the sooner you start, the sooner they'll take root. And here's the incredible part. When you positively impact one person, they carry that energy into their relationships, work, and communities. Your impact today can reverberate far beyond what you'll ever know. So the seeds you plant now may take time to grow, but the sooner you start, the sooner you'll take root. This kind of relates to Tom and Lisa and anyone else who resonated with number 44. Similar to what I said earlier about the brick wall. You know, our life isn't the life that we envisioned and we'd hoped it'd be at this point of our lives. And we envision this wall. And we think we need the whole construction crew. We need to be able to build the whole thing in one day to make it work. But I'm telling you, start laying those bricks, taking those baby steps. Because the seeds that you're planting now will take root, but it may take a while. So that's why you have to be patient with getting the results that you want out of life, because it is an accumulate. It's kind of like compound interest in the bank. You know, if you're putting away a certain amount of money month after month for years on end, over the series of months, it doesn't look like it's growing much, right? Man, 3 months ago, I hardly made any progress. And then over a year, over 3 years, over 5 years, wow, this has really grown. It's compounded. Actually, Darren Hardy has a book called The Compound Effect, which kind of addresses this and how your life is a series of incremental small improvements that build over time. And after a while, they exponentially grow. That's kind of like what happened with my YouTube channel. As I started in late 2016, early 2017, started posting affirmation videos for the first time on this YouTube channel. And at first they got some views, but it was like maybe a couple thousand views compared to a few hundred for the other videos I was posting at the time. I went, oh, that's pretty cool. I posted a couple more. Well, those did well. Channel starting to grow a little bit, but it was small. It was, and then I kind of like dove all in and spent about a year just completely becoming a little bit obsessed with it, just learning best practices and experimenting and putting stuff out there. And then it started exponentially growing, where for a while there in the early years of me doing affirmations, the channel was actually growing, or the subscriber count was doubling every 6 months. I remember when I hit 20,000, 6 months later it was 40, 6 months later it was 80. Now, and then through COVID, when everybody was needing to do things online, it continued to grow. I'm not at that rate now by far. It's the channel is still growing, but it's at a different pace. But things, when you're kind of really leaning into it, they can exponentially grow. So yeah, but we have to be patient at times and keep planting those seeds, knowing that we're meant to do this kind of work. Again, there's some links in there where you can purchase two autographed copies of Unstoppable, one for you, one for a friend. If you're ordering, if I'm shipping to a U.S. address, I think many of you have taken me up on that offer. But there's also a link to Amazon where you can, in 13 countries, you can either order the paperback or the ebook Kindle version of this, if that speaks to you. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be doing work on that's appealing to people, heart-centered people who want to turn their wisdom and expertise into impact and income. That means making a difference in the world, growing an audience, reaching more people, and monetizing your gifts. I'm going to be doing a special invite-only workshop on this topic, introducing like the this three-pillar framework that I'm going to be basing a lot of this work on. But I'm only sending that Zoom link to people that have expressed an interest in it. So there's a link where you can go to my contact page on my website, send me a message. Make sure you put in an email that you check regularly, and just put something in there like "add me to the VIP list" or "I'm interested in the heart-centered," whatever you want to say, and that would be great. Here's some talk there. I swear this aligns with the daily message I got from the collective today. Definitely be patient. Oh, that's really cool. Hi, Michelle. Happy Hump Day to you as well. I'm just going to check in on some of the comments here. I'm going to maybe Tiff, you put in. Page 47, which is a few ahead of where I'm at. Let's just see what this says. Oh, this is like a new chapter, chapter 5, Uncover Your Zone of Genius. 47 is that first page there. Step into your zone of genius. What if the key to living a fulfilling, impactful life lies within you, waiting to be uncovered? Your unique strengths, talents, and passions are your zone of genius, which is a term coined by Gay Hendricks in his book, The Big Leap. Yes, many of us downplay our gifts or hide them because of fear or self-doubt. Sound familiar? I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record because I repeat some of these things that are important. So I'm going to remind you once again that you were born with something the world needs. Uncovering and sharing your zone of genius doesn't just change your life, it's a gift to the world. Who can resonate with that? Your zone of genius doesn't just change your life, it's a gift to the world. And quite often we are so close to ourselves that we don't recognize our zone of genius because it kind of comes naturally to us. Like if it's something that easily comes to us, we go, oh, nobody's going to be interested in that. But oh, contraire, no. That is a gift that you can give to people. Absolutely. You just take a look at what I'm coming here. Yeah, Stephanie, I did 33 earlier. 78. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to take one more. I'm sorry. Sophia just asked for 78, which is a number that we had. Well, we did 77 earlier, so I wonder if it's going to be similar to that. Let me just see what's on 70. I kind of covered that earlier, which is basically taking one. Basically in 77, it talks about, it's the very end of a chapter where it says your final call to action. Take one bold step today that aligns with your future self. Choose one quality of your enhanced identity and start embodying it today. Remember, you are not broken or faulty. You're already amazing. This is simply about stepping into an even fuller expression of who you are. All right. Oh, wow. It's funny. The highest number that we've done was 77 earlier, and I just was a request for 82. This will be my last one, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. And let me know, would you like me to do this every so often? I don't know about every week, but did you enjoy this enough for me to do? And maybe I could use. I have other books. Maybe I could use different books. There's one called The Passion Principles that I might be a good one to do that. Yeah, I did 44 earlier. So on page 82, which is like the last, it's a. This is a chapter where it's actually a message from your higher self. I'm not going to read the whole thing, as it starts on 79, but toward the end of the book, I have this message that is like your higher self speaking to you, and this is toward the end of that section, where it says, "Here's what I want to ask of you now." So again, this is like a message from your higher self to you. Trust yourself. Even when you can't see the whole staircase, take the next step. Also, speak to yourself with kindness. Your words shape your reality. Let them build you up. Like, speak to yourself the way you would speak to your best friend. Are you really doing that on a regular basis now? No, we tend to speak not very nice to ourselves. Act boldly. The world doesn't need a watered down version of you. It needs the vibrant, authentic you. These are basically just 4 tips, that you can start to embody. And then the 4th one here is celebrate progress. Every small step is evidence of your commitment to the life you deserve. That's right. So you should have this big goal, maybe that future self that you're moving toward. But what are the milestones along the way? Celebrate every small victory, every layer of bricks that you put on that wall. If you were here earlier, celebrate that stuff. So you can always have something to be happy, to be proud of. Your life is happening now, not someday. The right time to begin is the moment you choose to start. So start now. Again, I've been reading from the book Unstoppable, Unleash Your Full Potential and Thrive at the Game of Life and Business. And even though Lisa is putting in links to get your different ways to get copies of this for yourself, if you're watching the replay later, in the description here of the video, there are links to get autographed copies if I'm shipping to the U.S. or to get them on Amazon, both paperback and ebook formats. So thank you so much. I love a good random pick. See, Meredith says, "Yes, Bob, I've enjoyed this very much. I would love if you did this again." All right, I'll pop in here and maybe do a different book because I'll just kind of tease you for what another book might be. I got it here somewhere. Got a number of them. This would be a good book. This is called The Passion Principles, 101 Ways to Express Your Creativity and Share It with the World. And I could do another similar thing where you pick one between 1 and 101, I guess. But I'll save that for then, all right? And that'll be a different similar topic, all right? So I really appreciate you all tuning in. I just kind of got the idea to do this over the last couple of days and just looked at my schedule, and this was the only morning that I had free to do it. So I'm taking my own advice. I could have put it off. Oh, I'm going to look up for it next week and the week. No, I said, let's just do it. Put it out there. So I'm practicing what I preach. And I hope this was inspiring for you. And I love every now and then going live. Who knows how popular this video will be? It might not be. But there's a good number of you that have come to catch the live stream. But even if you're catching the replay, I think you'll get some benefit out of it. And also, again, go to that contact page on my website. The link is in the description if you want to know about the free workshop I'm doing on the 3 pillars of the impact and income framework and the work that I'm going to be doing to help you do a similar thing that I'm doing. Make a difference in the world, monetize your gifts and talents, all that good stuff, all right? So I love you all, and thanks for being here. Have an awesome day and an awesome week, and I will talk to you soon. It's Bob Baker saying so long for now.